Guys, this is just to let you know that it's a Sputnik moment in the world of AI technology. It's not just AI, but also AGI, artificial general intelligence, and we have in the coming of artificial superintelligence, and the kind of bombshell that China has dropped recently in the form of DeepSeek, which is not only robust enough, it's comparable, it's reasonably as strong as fast as. And the beauty of the new model is that it's a large language model that's been developed by simply spending 1/10 of the thousands. And so no wonder that is cataclysmic, foregoing, and consequential in the world of investment. So NVIDIA simply lost 600 billion overnight, and there was $1 trillion topsy-turvy losses. And in fact, it sent shockwaves throughout, because the kind of cheaper version and open source, which is open to everybody, from coding to large language model, text to image, and text to videos. Of course, videos are not so robust as I've tried some of the models, and it's Llama, and it's comparable to the best models with tokens of billion plus and parameters, and it's proven to be really a big news in the world of artificial general intelligence, which has been almost monopolized by 3-4 tech giants, because they began with heavy investment and also formidable presence and they're coming with better models throughout, with loads of computational capabilities, with NVIDIA collaborating with them with its very fast GPUs, and could be Blackwell, or it's like it could be fitted into your palm, and it's as small as just a handheld device, and which could run even the most powerful computers and supercomputers. So obviously chip making is monopolized, and it's all about and it's across the disciplines, and it's not going to spare any part of our life, whether it's robotics in the form of Tesla cars, which is I'll call it the first robot in the street. The cars can talk to each other, and of course in the Tesla they have an advantage of having huge data collections, because they keep learning every mile of the drive. And the best thing about their technology is that they have developed their own data centers with huge mammoth spending, and they have not used any artificial intelligence from the market. They developed their own augmented realities, their own sensors, and their own the kind of navigational and components like hardware or software together. And Optimus is another landmark robot, which will be ambidextrous, with lots of daily chores to be undertaken by them, and they will be like agents, and not just agents, they will be like subservient, second hand, or your mate, which would be able to execute most of your daily routine kind of repetitive jobs. Probably they would be smart enough to get to know your needs and your choices or likings, or what are things that they would like them to do. So it's getting to the state where it's the stage of where we have agenting. It's no more robots. It's not more our large language models only. We have now agenting, which could decide on your behalf. This could not only book your ticketing, it also finalize the best destinations for you. It could suggest on the basis of your whims and fancies, or likes and dislikes, and the most promising tourist destinations, right from you take care of every to-do list It would keep up the calendar. It would save you from the hassles of. So obviously, my mid-level engineering jobs will be gone because coding is like everyone's cup of tea, and any middle-diet or a beginner could come out the novices and could come up with the codings because the only execution part is left. And this DeepSeek model, which is being used by the world over now, there are some hiccups to begin with because there's loads of pressure and then the number of downloads that has gone by. So it's going to alter this entire scene of them. Smaller players will have better chances of getting some inroads into this much coveted, much anticipated, and much hegemonized, to say that, because all these tech giants, they have billions of dollars to spend, and it's like trillions of dollars of industry going to be, because this affects across the disciplines, across all walks of all spheres of all domains of our lives, whether it's education, whether health, whether it's navigation, whether it's weather, or climate, or so most of the scientific experiments are based on the interventions, interference of, with the aid of artificial intelligence, which gives you loads of discretionary and also loads of controllability and the kind of integrity. Well, we used to take years to come up with the things. Now it's possible that it can be with the lightning speed, because the deep mind and then the deep learning and machine learning and are getting robust on a daily basis. And what DeepSeek has done is like 18 months of the progress that we're aiming for in the world of artificial intelligence has been achieved with a lightning speed overnight. So it's not that they don't need to iterate. They're going to maybe it's the end of and then they could have an advantage only in the sense that they're comparatively a lot more cheaper, a fraction of what these giants have been spending on developing there, and they have loads of investment. The metaverse, Mark Zuckerberg, he has been into it, and he's coming up with augmented virtual metaverse realities, and also into the then on the other hand we have space industry is vying for. What the deal is that everywhere, whatever advancement, scientific learning or scientific management is on the move, is afoot. Everywhere we need more and more computational prowess and data mining and data harvesting and data curations, and so it's like an industry, mechanical or kind of heavy industry used to have with kind of assembly lines. And now these assembly lines are going to be intellectual assembly lines. It's like going to be a foundry of the knowledge. It's called knowledge factory. And what is being labeled as a distillation, knowledge distillations by the rest of the world that China has done. So China has proved that it's no more behind Americans, and Americans could have a lead in certain areas, but China is also come off heavy-handed and going to carve out a niche for itself with its scientists coming up with models which are far much cheaper, being made available to every commoners, and there will be more number of users. And these paid versions of that have been in the market, and I've never been able to subscribe to those expensive models, and because a commoner needs to lay hand on these transfer of knowledge and a cheaper version of these, and hats off to China that it has almost leveled it and almost brought it to the ground level where all of us will have a direct access to, and people have been using for transmitting kind of information, knowledge, and so ultimately everything is going to be bound to your handheld device, or probably computational in the meta glasses like Zuckerberg is coming up with it. So glasses will be fitted with cameras, and those cameras will be these tiniest cameras, but will be so potent, so robust, with loads of computational ability that that'd be a game changer for those who are a bit physically challenged, or those who are elderly, or people. So obviously technology empowers us. It's never cripples the commoners, and we have seen the kind of jump or kind of social mobility that's come through the advancement of mobile phones, and then we have. So technology is redefining itself in the form of these large computational drives, and I really wonder, where it's heading towards, and what does it foretell for all of us, because it's getting so intelligent, so robust, and so compared to human intelligence, that is going to achieve a kind of state which is called singularity, where we'll hardly distinguish between what is human capabilities, what is human intelligence, what is machine intelligence. So obviously we'll have to grow smarter with the smartness of this technology, to be at the beck and not to be a substitute or the beck and call of these. So there should be some guardrails, there should be some ethical bindings, and there should be some kind of world government to come up with so that it doesn't go rogue. But the fear is that this technology might go rogue. There should be a renegade, and we have to fear the day when they keep controlling our lives to the extent that we are hardly left with any of our own decisions to make, because this is going to obviously they're going to just decide on majority of things. They will be too much intrusive. They'll get to know your ins and outs, and obviously we will need to have an autonomous and control over them, so that they don't drive us crazy. And I'm just simply anticipating that these kind of open sources do not get in the hands of the wrong nefarious forces. So we have the nuclear power capabilities, the fusion things coming up. So we'll have immense energy. Recently, China has come with fusion technology, which could accelerate this energy conservation. And it's said that if they're really able to harness this fusion technology, where we have millions of degrees of temperature being created, it will be like sun, another source of power, and the entire universe could be powered with 1 giga installation, which is almost possible. Then we have the fronts of longevity and life expansions, and dreaded disease being cured with. So cellular level and biological and of course organ harvesting. And if I continue to talk about what are the things, food, and how the advancement of science and this artificial intelligence inclusion is altering the landscape of not only educational field, but also health and transport and space explorations. Obviously, Elon Musk is aiming for inhabiting Mars, and that's not too far now, because they have been successfully launch after launch, and thousands of starships are being. So there had been some debacle push, but still, it's going to happen, simply because they have the resources and they have the technology to make it happen, make it possible. So I wish that our worldly problems could have been resolved first before we ever think of invading Mars, because our Earth is the most beautiful place, the most inhabitable, the supportive life forms, all forms of life. So let's have the safeguards, and we could be an interplanetary species, and we could be seafarings, and we could be probably, yes, that's an advancement drive, and we cannot stay disappointed with. So science prepares us to live a life of peace and comfort, to have tranquility. That's what we're aiming for. Contrasting enough, this guy, Musk has been nominated for a peace Nobel Peace Prize recipient. So thanks to those people, those top brains, or say those think tank or thinkery, those who are trying to bring about cataclysmic changes to the lives of the commoners, but still half of the population of the world remains starved. There's been natural disasters. So probably AI would really be a game changer in the form of predicting conflagrations and deluge and earthquake and tsunami and those kind of early warning systems. So I would expect AI to be involved in our not just day-to-day chores, being as a servant of, also to be potent enough to look into the future, to make things possible that so far been eluding us. We have been not been able to overcome a event, or been failing. So we cannot just keep toying with the ideas of the entire gamut of, when we are spending hard-earned world resources, trillions of dollars, and developing some robust technology like singularity, and so it should also make our world beautiful, more livable, greener, cleaner, and something to rejoice and something to leave as a legacy for our coming generations, who would feel prouder that our ancestors were so intelligent and so caring for this Mother Earth. So I'd love to stay the biological species alive with minimum damage to our environment and minimum disruption to climate changes that we have witnessed recently. It's like from flakes of fire in California, and then we have blizzard, and it's scorching. Like January was certain coldest month, and so this climate disruptions needs to be tackled. And US should not withdraw from this World Health Organizations and environmental world bodies simply because the new president doesn't like it, is a non-believer, and so US has a pivotal role to play as a leader in the AI advancement. China to be the next one, and Asian Global South is also competing. Unfortunately, India has not been at the forefront so far, like space technology, and I wish that our startup technocrats and all that, instead of serving the rest of the world as professions world over, earning their best, they should have thought about having our own language models, large foundries, and also about the kind of data mining and the huge centers of data mining. That because we cannot remain a passive onlooker as far as this kind of technological revolution is in the wake of the very, very advanced kind of models being coming up, and thanks to this NVIDIA, and there are other players also, like we have had robotics from Boston Robotics, from and every car company is coming with their own robotics and all kinds of agents, non-human agents, and players like I've seen movie Terminator where the soldier was inanimate robots, and now it's coming up in the street. You can shake hands with them. They are moving around, and as this guy has projected that there will be more non-human entities on the earth than humans. There will be 10 robots per humans, and it'll be as cheaper as $50,000 as we are buying a car. So actually, these cars are robots in the form of four wheels, and they're flying on the roads. So these robots which could mimic humans. They look like we are like humanoids, and they can talk to, they can sing and dance and draw, and also do lots of things which have been almost impossible so far. They could go deeper into the ocean. They could go hazardous places, and they have been being used. They have been in the factories and that. So productivity level has gone up, and now there'll be 30% reductions in the usual repetitive jobs there, because these humanoid robots or kind of technology, they would be good enough to work as a middle level engineers to code, and they will lose their jobs. And so we have to upskill and but the only survival is that we have to be smart enough to upskill ourselves so that we don't lag behind and we don't become a servant to them, slaves to these technologies. Anyway, they are coming, whether government wants it or not. There are some restrictions, or because world over, when the whole world is agog and always up to bringing about improvement, changes, and improving upon the models of the models. I've seen within a year, it had started with with a whimper, and now it's roaring. It's like I'm aghast. I'm really stunned to see the kind of speed, the kind of robustness, kind of accuracy, the kind of computation power, the kind of curation and the kind of intrusive technologies that knows so much about you, about your next moves, and probably that will be a doomsday when the technology takes over and then it knows all your moves, personal or public moves. And so I pity those days where there will be a scenario where we will only part control over this technology if we don't outsmart them penultimately. So wishing good luck to those who can lay their hands on the free DeepSeek compared to ChatGPT 4, and there are others also in the field, and it has given a brilliant chance for smaller players to have their own stakes. And it's a slap in the face of these tech giants who had been claiming that it can be developed only with billions of dollars, and because it requires loads of energy in cooling effect. Kind of larger the model, larger the machine, the larger computation power, larger cooling factor, larger the resources to be. So let's have technology which is which can be developed with less resources and which works wonderfully well. And China has taken a lead. Really thanks to China and such nations, such players who have been competing with these top big giants. See you. Have a nice day. Thank you so much for listening to me and being with me.